Once upon a time, there lived 3 little pigs in a cozy farmhouse with their mother. One day, Mama Pig called her children together and said, "Okay, little pigs, you are all grown up. It's time for you to go out into the world and build houses of your own. But beware of the big bad wolf. Build your houses safe and strong, for if he catches you, he'll gobble you up." So the 3 little pigs set out on their journey, and they first came to a field of straw. The first little pig saw the bales of straw and said, "Why, I'll stack this straw into a house nice and quick." And so he said goodbye to his brother and his sister, and in no time at all, he had built a house of straw, and he went inside to relax. The next 2 pigs, they continued on their journey until they came to a forest. Looking around at all of the sticks of the forest, the second little pig said, "Why, I'll use these sticks to build a house that's much stronger than straw. And plus, it'll take me no time at all." So the second little pig set to work on her house of sticks. It took her a little longer, but in no time she was finished and went into her house to relax. Now, the third little pig was growing very tired, but he continued on the journey until he came to a small town. And he looked around and he saw that there were lots of houses built of bricks. And he thought to himself, "Why, I'll build a house of bricks that's sturdy and strong." And so he set to work, and he worked long and hard on this house. But at last, he finally finished and had a strong house of bricks, and he went inside to relax. Now, just a few days later, the 3 little pigs heard that the big bad wolf was seen nearby. And remembering their mother's warning, the 3 little pigs, they went inside their house and hid from the wolf, hoping to be safe. Now, the big bad wolf was out hunting for his dinner and sniffing around until he caught the scent of the first little pig who was hiding inside his house of straw. That hungry wolf, he walked right up to the door and he knocked on the door and he said, little pig, let me come in." Huddled nervously inside, the first little pig cried out, "Not by the hairs on my chinny chin." The big bad wolf showed his long, sharp teeth, and he said, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." So he took a deep breath and blew as hard as he could, and the house of straw flew to pieces with bits of straw flying everywhere, leaving that first little pig with no protection from the wolf. And so he squealed and he ran as fast as he could through the forest to his sister's house of sticks, and together they hid from the wolf. Well, that wolf was growing very hungry, and so he chased after that little pig through the forest until he got to the house of sticks. He growled and he knocked on the door and he said, little pigs, let me come in." And the 2 little pigs, they hugged each other and they cried out, "Not by the hairs on our chinny chins." Oh, that big bad wolf was very hungry. He licked his lips and rubbed his belly and he growled, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." So he took a deep breath and blew as hard as he could. And that house of sticks, it shook, but it didn't break. And so the big bad wolf took another big deep breath and blew as hard as he could, and that house of sticks flew to pieces, leaving the 2 little pigs with nothing to protect them from the wolf. And so they squealed and they ran as fast as they could through the forest and into town to hide in their brother's house of bricks. Oh, but the big bad wolf, he chased those little pigs through the forest and into town. And he got to that door and he rapped on it and he growled, little pigs, let me come in." And the three little pigs huddled inside. They cried out, "Not by the hairs on our chinny chins." And the big bad wolf, he growled, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." So he took a big deep breath and blew as hard as he could. But that house of bricks, it stood strong. Oh, the big bad wolf, he took a bigger, deeper breath and blew as hard as he could, but the house of bricks, it didn't budge. The third little pig, he laughed with pride and he said, "Listen here, wolf, my house of bricks is much too strong to be blown down. And now it's your turn to run. There are no bullies allowed in this town." And so the three little pigs, they burst out of their house, and all the other animals in the village did as well. And so together, the three little pigs and all their friends, they chased that big bad wolf right out of town. And he never bothered the three little pigs ever